My name is Jason Miller. I'm 17 years old, and 3 weeks ago, I got on a bus that wasn't meant for the living. If you're watching this in the US, you probably know how normal late buses are. City buses run all night in places like Chicago, New York, Philly. You miss one, you just catch the next. But there's one route you don't want to catch. Route 13. It started after my shift at a grocery store just outside downtown Chicago. It was close to midnight. Cold, November wind cutting through my hoodie. I missed my usual bus by maybe 30 seconds. I saw it pull away as I ran toward the stop. I checked the transit app. No more buses scheduled. Except one. Route 13, 12:17 a.m. I'd never seen Route 13 before. I've lived in this neighborhood my whole life, but I was tired. My phone was at 4%, and home was 40 minutes away. Walking through streets I didn't trust at night, so I waited. At exactly 12:17, it rolled around the corner. The bus looked older than the others. Not vintage cool, just outdated. Dim headlights, windows fogged from the inside, and the digital route sign flickered. 13. No destination listed, just the number. The doors opened with a long hiss. No one got off. I stepped inside. The driver didn't look at me. He wore a gray uniform, cap pulled low. His skin looked pale under the fluorescent lights. I tapped my transit card. The machine didn't beep. It just displayed one word: accepted, even though my balance was empty. I walked down the aisle. There were maybe 10 passengers, all sitting alone, all staring forward. Not at phones, not at each other, just forward. Their clothes looked normal. Hoodies, jackets, work uniforms. But something felt wrong. Too still, too quiet. No one blinked. I sat near the middle. The bus started moving immediately. No stops, no announcements. I pulled out my phone to text my mom. No signal. Not even SOS. I looked out the window. We weren't on my usual route. We weren't even in my neighborhood. The buildings outside looked faded, like older versions of the city. Neon signs I'd never seen. Shops that closed decades ago. Then I noticed something worse. The reflection in the window. I could see myself clearly. But the people behind me didn't have reflections. Their seats were visible. Their shapes were there. But the glass showed empty spaces where their faces should have been. My chest tightened. I turned around slowly. The guy sitting behind me looked about 25. Construction vest. Dirt on his jeans. He was staring forward. Not moving, I leaned slightly. "Hey, you know where this bus is going?" No response. I swallowed. "Excuse me?" His head turned, too smoothly. Not like a normal neck movement. And his eyes, they were cloudy, like frosted glass. He spoke in a dry whisper. "Home." Then his head snapped forward again. The bus stopped suddenly. No sign, no intersection. Just stopped. The doors opened. A woman near the front stood up. She wore a nurse's uniform. Her steps were slow, heavy. She walked down the aisle toward the door. As she passed me, I saw it, a dark stain spreading across her chest. Like dried blood, she stepped off the bus. And as soon as her foot touched the pavement, she vanished. Not walked away, vanished like smoke in wind. The doors shut. The bus moved again. I stood up. "Okay, what is this?" I shouted. No one reacted. I ran to the front. "Hey, stop the bus." The driver finally spoke. His voice sounded layered, like two voices at once. "We do not stop for the living." My heart slammed against my ribs. "What?" He tilted the rearview mirror down. I saw his eyes. Empty sockets, dark, hollow. "You boarded by mistake." The bus lights flickered. One by one, the passengers turned their heads toward me. All at once. I stumbled backward. "You're not supposed to be here," the construction worker whispered. "This route is only for those who didn't make it home." My breathing became shallow. Didn't make it? The nurse's empty seat suddenly filled with fog. And in that fog, I saw flashes. A car crash, an ambulance, a hospital monitor going flat. I looked at the other passengers. A teenage girl with a backpack, burn marks on her arms. An old man clutching his chest. A kid younger than me, still wearing a bike helmet. All of them. Dead. The bus slowed again. The driver spoke. "Last stop approaching." Outside the windows, the city faded completely. No buildings, no streetlights. Just darkness. And in the distance, a neighborhood, glowing faintly. Warm porch lights. Silhouettes of people waiting outside homes. Smiling, waiting. "Home," the passengers whispered in unison. The doors opened. One by one, they stood, walking off the bus and disappearing into the light. I was the only one left. The driver didn't move. "You do not belong here," he said. "But you stepped onto our road." I shook my head. "I'm alive. I'm not dead." Silence. Then he spoke again. "Not yet." My stomach dropped. The bus doors closed. The engine roared louder than before. Faster. Faster. The darkness outside started spinning. I grabbed a pole to stay upright. What's happening? The driver's hollow eyes locked onto mine in the mirror. "You were meant to die tonight." My blood froze. "What?" "Drunk driver. Intersection of 8th and Halsted. 12:26 a.m. That was my walking route home. The bus altered your path." The bus screeched violently. Lights exploded overhead. "And now," he whispered, "we correct mistakes." The bus jerked forward. Everything went black. I woke up on the sidewalk, cold concrete under my cheek. Police sirens in the distance. Someone shaking me. "Kid, are you okay?" I opened my eyes. I was at the corner of 8th and Halsted. A car had wrapped around a light pole. Paramedics everywhere. A cop looked at me. "You're lucky, son. That car jumped the curb 2 minutes ago. If you'd been walking..." He didn't finish the sentence. I slowly stood up. No bus in sight. No Route 13 dot, just flashing red and blue lights. I thought it was over. I really did, until last night. I was at the same bus stop again. Not on purpose. I just froze when I saw it. Rolling slowly around the corner. Dim headlights. Fogged windows. Route 13 glowing faintly. The doors opened. And inside, every seat was full, except one near the middle. Waiting. And the driver was staring directly at me. Like he knows. He's patient. Because maybe the bus doesn't make mistakes twice. So if you're ever waiting alone at night, and a bus pulls up with a number you've never seen before, and the sign doesn't list a destination, don't get on, because it's not taking you somewhere. It's taking you home.